So it is time for a daily dose of some good feels. I'm Billy Yonka. Thanks for doing this thing with us. And a big thank you to Riverside Healthcare, putting well within reach. And I have a listener who has said to me, so Bill, I love what you do with the good feels. It's great. Thank you for doing that every day. But sometimes, they're just, you make something out of it. I get it. You have to write something. But sometimes there are some things that are just so simple. And maybe you could focus on just the totally simple things once. And I said, you know what? Today's that day. Thanks for that little bit. And so today, I just put together 5 little things that just are totally simple that feel good about the spring. And maybe it's going to challenge you to think of some things that you think of yourself that you didn't even realize that you liked. Okay, number 1. I've been this voice before, but every once in a while, usually a little later in spring, but sometimes it's starting almost about now with the high school baseball season and Little League starting a little bit later. You'll hear a voice in the neighborhoods, a voice kind of over a speaker booming over everything. Next batter, Carson King. I've been that voice. That's been the voice that you hear and just kind of falls into the background. And I think, you know what? Maybe take a walk. Go watch that game for a little bit. And I just think it's one of the great things about the spring coming back. Number 2, the tulips, the crocuses, the early buds on the trees. I love it, like right at this time of year, that some of the plant life around us gets the signal for spring. It seems like they get the signal way early. They're ready for spring while a lot of us are still worried about the next snow. And I just think that's wonderful. Number 3. Now, a lot of folks will say, oh, kids these days, they're inside playing video games. That's what they're doing. I think back to when I was a kid, and if I had video games that were as awesome and as well made as the video games now, I might be inside playing them too. But I noticed going down an alley the other day, in a time when just a few weeks ago, it would have been getting dark. Kids were outside playing basketball. You could hear them talking, you could hear them laughing. And then I went back down the same alley 3 hours later. They're still outside, still playing basketball, still laughing. And I just love that they got the little bit more sunlight in the afternoon hours and the endurance to just keep going. And after 3 hours, to still be able to laugh with your friends. And number 4, oh goodness, you love the evening walks around a neighborhood and smelling what everyone's grilling. There's nothing like that kind of feeling in spring. And number 5, us humans, we technically don't hibernate, but there is something about just seeing people outside again. Some simple pleasure to that, isn't there? In parks, at the farmer's market, or just on porches. In this world where we've all kind of been told to stay away from each other for a while, it's good to be back together again. Our good feels, as always, brought to us by our friends over at Riverside Healthcare, putting well within reach.